everybody, my name is Markiplier. Alright, let's... Oh my god, bro. Alright, let's talk about what I did today for Godot. This is now our 7th devlog. Read him a week. Haha. So, 7th devlog. As you heard from Liam,
Hello everyone. I don't have a camera hooked up, or at least I haven't figured out how to hook it up yet, but my name's Liam. I'm a longtime friend of Scott, as he goes by, on anywhere other than in person. And I'm way further behind than him in terms of Blender, because I've had my own shit going on, and it's sucked, but you know what, we're working on it. I made this little dude. He's awesome. He's very cool, and I love him. His name, he doesn't have a name, but his name is something. Probably something very cute. So, I pressed the wrong one. There we go. He can wave. What I mostly did was, today was work on the bones, the bone bots. Because in previous times, this arm right here would move the rest of the torso, and so I had to strain my eyes to figure out which spots on the model were less blue. What's wrong with you? And then I went over into texture paint and made him a little dude. Considering calling him Bob, that seems a bit easy. He's got nice cargo pants. He's got 2 fucking twigs. He skipped leg day and arm day. He's a fat bastard, seemingly, but you know what? We love Bob. We love Bob for who he is. And he can certainly bust a move. Check how many moves he can bust. Okay, I'm done. But yeah, today I mostly just worked on making Bob have a functioning skeleton that doesn't make his entire body move when he decides, hey, you know what, I'm gonna lift my arm. So yeah, productive day. Still nowhere near Tristan, but you know what, I'm not as dedicated, I suppose is the word, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Yeah.
I had taught him, how to use Blender, animating, and all this stuff like that. But there was a several hour intersection before that in which I was figuring out, my own stuff while I waited. So essentially, what had happened? It's not pretty, guys. It's not pretty at all. I'd basically, oh no, can I? I don't know if I can delete that file. Okay, what had happened was I had tried to update the texture and the animations for the player. The white with the like OO face, it was funny as a placeholder, but like I said, it was a placeholder, and I just wanted a, if not final, then at least more final design. For the default. And this is what I came up with. Oftentimes in my art style, you'll see characters like this. Hold on. I could probably just like Instagram. So if you go to my Insta, this is like what my art style usually looks like. No mouth, no nose, just eyes, hair, and characters. Now, I will grant you this isn't like my main art style. This kind of became my main art style as a result of Codename Volcrania. But all in all, it's not like actually my main art style. But when it comes to game development, I just find it really charming, and I'd like this to be like my signature. Like, when you look at some games, you can look at it and be like, oh, that is is a From Software game, or that is a level 5 game, or that is a Atlas game. I want this to kind of be that for me. A mix of, for From Software, their themes, it's usually dark fantasy and like eldritch horror and all that, and I like that. I'll take pieces of that, but for my like MO, I want that to have like a charm to it, and sort of like if Dark Souls met Studio Ghibli, sort of. And in fact, my friends don't know this, but that's where the eyes come from. I haven't told anybody this, but the reason that I draw my characters like this is because, hold on, let me. Never mind, I guess. Okay, I guess we just get to see it. If it disappears, yeah. All right. But the reason that he looks like that is because of the dust sprites from Spirited Away. So in Spirited Away, there are these dust sprites, and they have these little like eyes like that. And I've always saw that design, and I've been infatuated with it. I adore it. I adore Studio Ghibli. Studio Ghibli is probably the most consistent source of good entertainment in any film industry ever conceived. But that's neither here nor there. That's not really the point. The point is that those eyes are from the dust sprites, and I've emulated that in my art style. But I came up with a new design. But also, past the new design, when I'd imported the new model, the entire game broke. Everything except for the security piston got corrupted. And so I had to manually go in and rebuild the player nodes and the level nodes. Thankfully, the script file was intact. The script was completely fine. I just had to tweak a few things. But now I have some new bugs. Yippee, yippee, hooray. I've got some solutions for a few of them. Like, for example, there's this bug where whenever I run, it causes me to slide. And so I implemented a new slide animation. Haha. It's really slick, really nice. I love it. I really like the slide animation. I think it's super stylish. I will say that's not a super valid solution for this bug. I'm gonna have to go in and fix it later. But as it stands, this is just a cool little flourish. This took me a fuck ton of time to develop. Like, first things first, I had to animate the new thing. And animating the new thing was easy enough. I mean, that was just a matter of, it's one frame. Like, it's a single pose. I can go into the animation player. I can pull up the slide. The slide is... I don't even know if it's a loop. It is a loop animation. Okay, it is a loop animation. But the loop... It won't even play. And the reason it won't play is because it's one frame. Because it's one frame, it literally will not play. And that's true with any animation that's one frame. Like, this won't play because it's one frame. This will play because it's multiple frames. But the reason it... that's a problem with the animation tree. I can... One. There we go. So this is what the slide animation looks like. It is literally... Oh my god. I was telling Liam this, because, today was his first day rigging a model. I was telling him about weight painting and how sometimes I leave blemishes on purpose for some style. This is exactly what I mean by that. That unpolished, old school, breakage. Ah, I love it. I love it. I love the new design. I love the new character. It's the classic. It's the classic. Even our old mock-ups of what Rage Against the Machine would be, I had a design similar to this, except he was in jeans and a t-shirt. Besides that, going through what I'd added to the script. So I added it to the player script. I add a new variable, that obviously being sliding, and also moving. So by default, is moving is false, but moving linear velocity, that's what makes moving active. So then we go down here and if can jump and is falling and not is falling and moving and not Kiranim these, then is sliding is true, Kiranim slide, update tree. Else is sliding is false, update tree. So in this instance, I'll go through my thought process of going through this. Initially, my first like compulsion was to write for vector 3, because I didn't realize that vector 3 is like a placeholder. So it's like typing in bool or typing in float or typing in void or anything of that nature. Vector 3 is a what's it called? A class. So it's a class. It's not a variable. It's not a function. It's not any of those things. It's a class. And so because of that, using vector 3 was not helpful as I thought it would be. Initially, my first instinct would be if vector 3, and then I had to find a dot blank equals blank, then is sliding. But after some trial and error of vector 3 dot 0, bool 0 is true, then is sliding or is not sliding, and then I tried to do this roundabout way. Ultimately, I found out that's not how this works. So I went through and I asked ChatGPT, and ChatGPT gave me linear velocity length. Initially, it was greater than not 0 is not moving, but the problem with that is it always activated. And so I went in and I changed the variable from not moving to moving, and then I just swapped the greater than to the less than sign. Or the less than to the greater than sign. And that fixed the problem just fine. So that is what I did on my side. Just to get another view of it, because it's really nice. I adore the new animation. It's a cool little flourish. I really like cool stuff. So here's the idle. Right? Jump and fall, run and walk, and slide. Those are all the animations we have so far except for punch, and punch I don't have yet. So considering that this, I've decided on a genre now. The genre we've ultimately gone with is Zelda-like, and we have new mechanics and gimmicks for this Zelda-like that I think you'll really enjoy. I'm not going to reveal them quite yet. I think I'll save that for the next devlog. Or maybe not next devlog, but whenever I figure it out. But until then, stay tuned, I guess. So genre confirmed. I want to make a Zelda-like. I'm not sure if I want to make his punch the equivalent of a sword, or if I want to give him a weapon. I think punch works just fine, but maybe that's too risky for certain fights. I'll come up with a solution soon. That's not something you have to worry about. That's something I have to worry about. So don't worry your pretty little head about it. Until then, I'll see you next time. Bye.